flavours of Africa await you at Mama Africa's in Nollamara. Under new management, Mama Africa's is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you're feeling homesick and yearning those unique flavours and dishes of Africa, then Mama Africa's is the place for you. All our meals are homemade, freshly prepared and use unique African ingredients, ensuring a dining experience that has you coming back for more. Whether it's African company, a meal with friends or a cup of chai tea with a mandazi or a samosa, or just to experience our mouth-watering signature dishes, visit us at 57 Nollamara Avenue, Nollamara. Mama Africa Restaurant, for fresh food that speaks to your soul. A very good afternoon from Wanneroo City Football Club, where it is the grand final of the 2020 Perth African Nations Cup. And it's a grand day it's going to be. There's a huge crowd here. Very warm day, swirling wind, and it is going to see South Sudan taking on Liberia. Both of these teams were the teams that many were hoping would make it through to the grand final, and they've both done it in spectacular fashion. And it's been really entertaining, but I'll tell you about that shortly as we turn our attention first to the team from South Sudan. Well, there's a few number changes from the teams we've seen, but players to look out for. Ajak Riak wearing number 9. Malak Domkoch is another player to look out for wearing 11. And Benny Cavadio is also one of their key players. Jackson Morgan has played internationally for South Sudan. So too has Friday Zico. So they have plenty of depth in their team. As we turn our attention now to the lineup for Liberia. And again, they've got a few number changes, so I'm not going to run through all of those. But the key player for them is without doubt Samuel Dwyer. Samuel Dwyer is the leading scorer in the tournament. He's scored 10 goals. The next highest scorers are Ajak Riak with 5 and Ben Wantry of Congo with 5 goals, along with Friday Zico and George Duku of Sudan. So he is a real live wire and so dangerous. You also feel you've got to look out for other key players for them. George Bala wearing number 7 and also Bobke Dennis wearing number 18. Promises to be an outstanding final, and we hope that the crowd behaves themselves. They did in the game before, because we've just witnessed the bronze medal match where we saw Sudan come from behind twice in that match. They went down to Congo. It was 1-0, 1-all, 2-1, 2-all, and then 3-2 to Sudan, who claimed the bronze medal match. Well, if we look at the results for these teams coming into this match, South Sudan started their campaign with an 8-0 win over Zimbabwe. Malak Domkoch scoring 3 in that game. And then in the next game, South Sudan played Liberia, and they were victorious by 4-3. So that'll make this match all the more interesting. And in their last match, South Sudan lost in their pool game 3-1 to Congo. But they won their quarterfinal 3-2 against Mali, and then of course they won their semi-final 3-0 against Sudan. Moving to Liberia, well, they started their tournament with a 1-all draw against Congo, lost that game against South Sudan, and then had an 11-0 victory over Zimbabwe. They won their quarterfinal in magnificent fashion, down to 9 men in the first half. They came back and scored 3 goals in the second half to beat Mali 3-0 in what is one of the most remarkable games of football I've witnessed. They then won 4-0 against Congo in the semi-final. Well, we are now going to pause for the national anthems, which will be coming up. Of course, South Sudan, one of the newest countries in Africa. And I'm sure that we will hear their national anthem first. We're just waiting for the dignitaries from the various government departments to make their way down to the pitch. Of course, this has been supported by the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries, as well as Healthway. And so all of the dignitaries just down on the pitch at the moment, going to be no doubt introduced. We have all of them who've played a key part in this tournament being such a success in 2020. Tournament started in 2008 and has just gone from strength to strength, and now is actually an incorporated company, which is great news because obviously they now have all the balances and checks in place to make sure that it is run properly as a business. The dignitaries now making their way forward to be introduced to both of the teams. Liberia in the traditional red and white shirts, blue shorts and blue socks, and South Sudan, of course, in their white with the stripe across their shirt. And of course, let's not forget the officials as well, because they'll play a huge part in today's game. Once the officials have gone through, we can then move on and obviously have the national anthems, and then we can get proceedings underway. Players, you can see, are really keyed up and waiting to get the game underway. So much pride at stake for both of these nations. They've both been really strong contenders throughout the tournament in 2020, and as I mentioned, Liberia's game was probably one of the best games of football I've seen in the last 10 or 15 years, when they were down to 9 men at half-time and managed to come back in the second half and win 3-0 against Mali, and they totally dominated that second half. It was a truly magnificent performance, and their coach thoroughly deserves some credit for that, their coach being Thor Nimeli. And the coach, of course, for South Sudan is Chol Kong, better known to his friends as Bobo. But we will now have the national anthems. And first will be the national anthem of South Sudan, which is South Sudan Oye. So the national anthems have been completed, and now we can get on with the match at hand. And let's hope it is an absolute cracker. South Sudan versus Liberia. South Sudan, as I mentioned, in the white strip, and Liberia in the red and white shirts with the blue shorts. Should be an absolute cracker of a match. There's a fantastic crowd turned up here. The sun is beginning to drop down right in front of us, but there are people spread all around Wanneroo City's ground, and it's just fantastic to see so many people turn out to support not only this competition but these two teams as well. Liberia just going into one final huddle down to my left-hand side as they look to prepare for what is a really big game for them. So South Sudan looking fairly relaxed at the moment. They're going to pose for a photograph inside their half of the pitch. As we mentioned, Sam Dwe for Liberia has 10 goals so far in the competition. Liberia also has the best defence in the competition and have scored the most goals. 22 goals scored, conceded only 5. So there are no unbeaten teams. Both of these teams have lost at some stage during the tournament. So they're really going to have to be up against it. Ajak Riak for South Sudan has scored 5 goals. So too Friday Zico. And then Malek Donkoch has scored 3. So they've got plenty of firepower, South Sudan. And it's just going to be whether they can break down that really strong Liberian defence. A defence that's been rock solid throughout the tournament and is one of the reasons that they are in this gold medal match. As I mentioned, that victory over Mali when they were down to 9 men, to not concede a goal was just phenomenal, and their defence were truly superb in that match, and they deserve all the credit that they've received since then. The big question is, can they remain scoreless in this match today? We will know in about 90 minutes. And of course, if we go to level at full time, we go straight into a penalty shootout. Let's hope that's not the case, because it's never the nicest way to settle a match. So now it's time for Liberia to have their photographs taken, and then we can truly get the match underway. While they're having their photograph taken, I can acknowledge our sponsors. Mama Africa's is under new management, now open for breakfast, lunch and dinner for the finest East African cuisine. Dine at Mama Africa's, 57 Nolamara Avenue, Nolamara. And then, of course, the Perth African Nations Football Council would like to thank the Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries for their support, as well as Healthway and their Make Smoking History message. And, of course, SDL Leisure, where it's all about you, the goalkeeper. Looks as if everybody is ready now. We're just waiting for the official to blow his whistle and we can get proceedings underway. The sun is beginning to set on the Perth African Nations Cup for 2020. There is one game left, the gold medal match. South Sudan versus Liberia. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to bringing you all of the action from this game. And it will be Liberia to get us underway. The referee just checking the numbers of both teams, talking to his assistants, checks his watch. And we're off. So Liberia get us underway. As I mentioned, a really jam-packed crowd. It's packed to the rafters in the main stand and down below us. And I'm sure we will have a few people walk in front of the camera, so we apologise for that up ahead. But there is standing room only now. All the seats have been taken, and as you can see, all around the pitch are fans here to support their team. Ball played forward by South Sudan. It's collected well by Johnny Wordsworth. Wordsworth losing out though, and now a chance for South Sudan. Looked a fairly high challenge on Lukman Tahir. And the referee though decides it is in fact a Liberia free kick. So over the ball is Thomas Gooding. Gooding decides to leave it behind, and a little bit of a conversation. It's played quickly through the middle, but no trouble there. Samuel Riak plays it back to his goalkeeper, Michael Dudek. First early touch for him, and it comes into the stand just below us. The crowd enjoying a first touch as much as the players. So George Butler throws it, headed away. Good header coming from Riak again. Collected in the midfield. Strong challenge as well made there and carried out by South Sudan. They've lost it again on halfway, so a chance to come forward with Gooding. Gooding plays it square. Liberia keeping possession, as they do so well. Comes wide now to George Bala. Bala forced to go backwards, cuts infield, but gets a touch off the leg of Lock Mammal into the D. It goes Lock Mammal, lost it for a second. The ball breaks well. Forced away from goal. That's good defence. And in the end, it is a free kick for South Sudan. So a lively start from Liberia, first up in this match. And it'll be just interesting to see how everybody progresses. It's quite incredible that we actually went through the team lineups very carefully before the game, but we have a lot of ducks just coming on the pitch, making their way across. That is holding up play at the moment. Not something that you would see every day at a game of football. I'm sure they will probably fly away when the ball is played in that direction. But I was just about to say we have a number 6 for this Liberia, but we'll check that out later. In fact, it's number 6 for South Sudan that we didn't get given, so I will try and work out who that is in the meantime. I think it might be Tia Kul, who was wearing 18, we were told, and usually wears number 6, so it may well be that he has just switched to his traditional shirt. Anyway, play continues. Liberia play the ball forward. Brought down wide on the left-hand side. Good control being shown by Wordsworth. Infield it goes, but Sudan pants and managed to get the ball. Lock Mammal playing it forward. First time ball is from Lukman Tahir. It bounces all the way through to Brendan Rintnall in goal for Liberia. Sudan certainly looking to close down Liberia as quickly as possible when they're on the ball. Another good ball forward. It's a very good ball forward. Asi Kamara busy wearing the number 10. And that's a lovely turn, just taking him away from Tiak Kwal. So it wasn't Tiak Kwal, he's wearing the number 18. Bursting forward, trying to keep that in play. Was that a slight shove in the back there for Lukman Tahir? It's going to be a goal kick, so the referee feels otherwise. So a goal kick. Interesting to see Brendan Rintnall not taking it. So leaving it to his fullback. It was difficult kicking from that end in the bronze medal match because the wind is holding the ball up. He found the goalkeeper at the other end was managing to get plenty of distance on his kicks as the ball now comes through to Loch Mammal. Plays a good pass forward. Offside though, unfortunately, for Lukman Tahir. Referee just wanting Liberia to take the ball back, just trying to steal about good 10 metres. Having to go back a little bit further now. Played short. So things have just settled down after that opening salvo. Liberia struggling to get the ball out of defence. That's almost a very good steal, and certainly he was blocked as he tried to get forward that time. Again, it's intercepted. Loch Mammal getting plenty of touches, plays it infield this time. Dorchol loses out. Mammal again, dispossessed on halfway. Liberia looking to keep that ball in play. Just manages to do so, does Robert Justo. A fairly strong challenge as well, but managed to avoid that. So the crowd are enjoying the action right down in front of the main stand. Throw is a good one. Played forward. Hard ball to control on the chest by Kamara. That looked like a hand, I must admit, but it's play on is the call. Varney getting away with that one. Now a chance to break forward again for Ajak Riak. Ajak Riak, of course, who scored a hat-trick last week in the semi-final against Sudan. We were hoping to live stream that, but I'm afraid technical problems prevented us from doing that. Lovely ball forward and a chance now for Liberia. Robert Justo. Well, it's gone out and it will be a goal kick. He was hoping for a corner. So good defence again from South Sudan. Michael Dudek going over to the far side. No doubt the goalkeepers will try and slow things down a little bit. It is another very warm day here in Perth, Western Australia. Dudek's kick just gets to halfway. It bounces fortunately for South Sudan, but in the end it is Liberia who come up with the ball. Stolen away that time by Ajak Riak. Riak going forward. What a tackle that was. Riak stumbling, but the ball going out of play. Well-timed tackle. Liberia will be no doubt well aware of the threats offered by South Sudan's forwards. Looking for the long throw. There was a good lead inside from Loch Mammal. Also lurking is Tiat Kwal. Turned his back. In it goes, trying to flick it on, comes all the way through, and it's cleared in the end by George Bala, pretty much up in the air, bounces. Liberia let it bounce. It's bouncing around again. Eventually it squirts out to the right left-hand side, and that's again cleared into the main stand, right onto the roof above where we're situated. So panicky defence, you'd have to say, from Liberia at the start of this match. So it will be a South Sudan throw. We're just waiting for a ball, I think, to come back. And eventually a ball is thrown to Samuel Riak. He steals a few metres down the line. There's some long strides. Volleyed clear, but straight into the South Sudanese player. Comes back to Riak again. Riak now looking to just dink a ball forward. It was a good ball forward as well to his brother. In fact, it's not his brother. I must correct myself there. I spoke to Ajak Riak before the game. He just said, no, it's a very popular name, Riak, in South Sudan. So just a little bit of a conversation going on. So it's another throw in. It's going to be a long throw. Goes almost to the 6-yard box. The ball drops, lashed in shot, and it is a goal. South Sudan have the opening goal. Struck superbly. And what a strike that was. I'm just trying to see which player it was. It was a phenomenal strike as it just dropped. Brendan Rintnell got a hand to it but just could not keep it out. So 1-0 to South Sudan. And they will be over the moon with that. A really good strike as the ball dropped, and there's trouble again already. And they've cleared it up at the back. Brendan Rintnell coming forward. So 10 minutes in, South Sudan take the lead. And they're pressing hard once more. And Liberia, that's not the start that they were looking for. Well, it's very physical out there and managing to just pull away from Tiak Kwal. Lost possession eventually, and that's a long range, very ambitious effort that goes straight into the crowd behind the Liberia goal. So the goal kick this time is taken by Brendan Rintnell. There was nothing the goalkeeper could have done to keep that shot out of the back of the net. He got a hand to it, but it still just went through his hands into the goal as it's played back by Akwe Gert. Dudek had to hurry a little bit, comes wide now to Samuel Riak. Riak plays it down the line. It's a good pass, but closed down immediately. Ball goes wide again. Oh, lovely pass inside, and well, certainly when they turn it on, South Sudan looking really, really good. Tiak Kwal involved again. To the midfield line, Varney, a little bit of skill that the crowd enjoyed there. It's going to deflect out over the side. It will be a Liberia throw. Johnny Wordsworth lets it run out of play. And in fact, Wordsworth will leave the ball behind, and the throw-in to be taken by George Bala. Bala throws it in. Varney again. Varney forced to go back to Kazulu. Kazulu along the defensive line, plays it to Sasko Tamba. Goes back to Tamba again. Varney, good turn from him. He's got close marking going on. It comes across the now to Kazulu. Kazulu looking to play it over the top of the defence. It may drop kindly for Liberia, but the pressure in the end, Martin Moe playing it over the side. So it will be a throw-in for Liberia. Just trying to fool the opposition, George Bala. And that was a good clearance in the end, first time from Dorchol. All the way back into the defensive line, goes back to the keeper. Brendan Rintnell, calm as you like, plays it across, but he's given it away. And in the end though, it's Liberia who get possession back. Just over the side it goes, so a throw-in in the shadows of the far side. Again, a dummy from Liberia. Playing the ball down, and a little bit of frustration showing. Actually, the throwing comes, but a long leg from Dorchol. Just got the ball ahead of the Liberian player. Slight push in the back. Good turn in the midfield. And drilled forward. Liberia having to go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Some of the fans feeling the goalkeeper was out of position, but he got to it fairly easily. Closing down again. It was a good effort from Lok Mammal. First time from Samuel Riak. Headed down, and it will be George Bala with a little bit of space. Left foot, plays a diagonal pass, trying to catch out the defence of the back. Dudek off his line, claims it easily. It's a difficult ball in these conditions to play, that diagonal ball across the pitch, because the wind is just holding it up slightly. This again for Dorchol. He helps it forward in turn to Tiak Kwal. South Sudan happy to attack, but also calm things down when the attack comes to naught. Liberia trying to close them down. The ball now will come across, and it's a chance. Well, it's a chance to change the direction. It was a really good run down the right-hand side from Samuel Riak. He had to check back in the end, and the ball now comes to Lock Mammal. Down the line it goes, but over the side it goes. So another Liberia throw. Liberia throw it to Varney. Varney, well, he looked as if he was being manhandled by Lukman Tahir. The whistle didn't go. Tahir continues playing on, feeds Lock Mammal. Lock Mammal goes to ground. Varney claims it, and Liberia trying to play it from the back. That's a good ball over the top. Will he get there? Good defence from Riak, just getting ahead of Johnny Wordsworth. Wordsworth comes back, gets goal side. And a little bit of a late challenge coming in on that occasion from Thomas Gooding. No doubt the referee will just note that one and just store it up in case there's any other late challenges from Thomas Gooding. Ball drops again right into the midfield where South Sudan have been very dominant. Really well run down by Dorchol. Dorchol has made a run into the box, but it's, well, that was aimed, you could tell, for Lukman Tahir, but well cut out by the Liberian defence. Having to wait as he was offside. That time was Basi Kamara. Comes wide now, Wordsworth. Has a bit of time, he can carry it forward. Has Kamara in front of him. Kamara asking for the ball, and Wordsworth has put it out. We've got a Liberian player down behind play just inside the centre circle. So that's why he played it off the pitch. So the physio will come on. Can't see at the moment which player it is, so gives me a chance to once again thank our sponsors for the finest East African cuisine in Perth. Dine at Mama Africa's in Nollamara, under new management, 57 Nollamara Avenue. And SDL Leisure, SDL goalkeeping gloves use Mega Grip, Giga Grip, Quartz and Contact Grip. It's your choice for the best goalkeeping gloves in town, SDL Leisure. And of course, just a reminder, if you're involved with the Perth African Nations Cup, their football awards will be held on the 22nd of February from 6:30 till 11 p.m. at the Saint in Inaloo. And that is available, tickets are available rather through Eventbrite, and they're $60 a head. Well, South Sudanese players all making their way over to get a drink on the far side of the pitch, and this injury is looking like it might be a little bit more serious than people thought initially. Certainly hope that's not the case, because obviously you never want to see any players getting injured and be out of the game, not only out of the final but out of the game in the season. I'm just wondering if they're waiting for the stretcher, but now it looks here comes the stretcher down below us. So stretcher coming out now, and that is, oh, I'm pleased to say the player's getting to his feet just as the stretcher's about to get there, and he's going to be helped off by the physio. So it'll be interesting to see if we do see Liberia forced to make a substitution at this early stage in the game. Again, very hard to see at the moment who the player is, because the physio or the coach has got, well, it's not the coach, the physio has his arm around him. Physio is Rocky Sayre. But it certainly doesn't look good, and I think they are looking to bring on a replacement player. That is not good news for Liberia. Trailing by a goal to nil at the moment, and losing a player as well through injury. So it'll be a real test for them now. They've had to just juggle the pack a little bit. So all the South Sudanese players back on, and it will be their throwing, but hopefully they will do the right thing and give the ball back to Liberia. I think Liberia was saying we'll have the throwing, but Samuel Riak is saying, yep, we'll give it straight back to you. And good to see Dorchol just playing it up the pitch. It's the done thing to do. So a chance now for Liberia to start building once more. They've got to build from the back. George Bala plays it infield to Varney. Played forward again by Kaizulu. Nodded on, it's a good nod on, but chasing and giving strong chase. And just couldn't get on the end of it as Samuel Dwyer putting himself on the line. Samuel Riak. Well, unfortunate we've got people still standing in the way. We apologise for that. Everyone trying to get the best view they can here because it is, as I mentioned, absolutely packed here at Wanneroo City Football Club. You can see behind the Liberian goal just how many people are taking advantage of the shade of the trees there. Samuel Riak, that was a good ball played into Dorchol. Dorchol caught very late. Well, he went down, the apology coming in, and smiles and a laugh. Thomas Gooding. Well, I mentioned Gooding was late with a challenge a little bit. In fact, it's not Gooding, my apologies. I thought it was. It's actually the number 12. No, it was Gooding. So the shadows stretching across the pitch. Comes to Samuel Riak. And he plays it straight out of play over the sideline. Very sportingly given back there, the ball by Loch Mammal, but he managed to get back in position. Varney turns into space in the midfield. Lays the ball back. Kaizulu tries a diagonal ball. It's going to be a strong chase being given by Basi Kamara. It'll be a throw for Liberia. Level with the penalty area of South Sudan. Can they get the ball in and make it count? Thrown down the line, defender got a little shove in the back, but South Sudan come out with the ball. Varney again. Strong challenge this time coming in from Ajak Riak. Sees South Sudan back with the ball. Trying to nod that on was Riak. Bicycle kick, sees it played forward by Liberia, collected by Dorchol. But it's back now with Liberia. Varney, short pass to the outside, and that's a very poor pass. Given possession back to South Sudan. Ajak Riak creates a little bit of space for himself, goes laterally across the pitch, now cuts infield, plays a short pass. It'll come out wide again to Samuel Riak. Samuel Riak looks to clip the ball into the penalty area. The head is not a good one. Should fall for Ajak Riak. Heads it across towards the penalty spot. Nodded forward. Is it going to drop? In the air it goes. Brendan Rittenell drops it. It's gone in. Ajak Riak, but he's been penalised. The goal will not stand. The referee's whistle had already gone. So the referee deemed that Ajak Riak had fouled the goalkeeper. The whistle had gone before the ball went in the back of the net. Another sort of blindsided challenge from Basi Kamara into the penalty area. It goes. Dudek off his line really quickly. And Akwe Gut was caught a nasty challenge. Kamara just going across the front of him. I'd like to say that that was not intentional, but it certainly has hurt Akwe Gut. So once again, chance for Dorchol to create something. A good pass through the midfield. Good defence though. Recovery from Liberia. Liberia getting stretched a little bit at the moment. Justo playing it forward, looking for Kamara, but not managing to find him. It's a great pass as well, picking out Loch Mammal. Loch Mammal though beaten to the ball. That was good defence from George Bala. Bala having to turn on halfway as his path forward was closed down. Good defence from South Sudan. Now it's Sasko Tamba. Tamba plays it forward, looking for the run in from the flank. That was a really good pass, looking to try and pick out Dwe. Well, there are moments where Liberia look really good going forward. And you just feel if one of those passes connects, Dwe doesn't get the ball, it doesn't come to him because Riak jumps ahead of him. South Sudan keeping possession well. Dorchol again. That that one ran fortuitously for South Sudan. Now there's a chance. Tiak Kwol releases the ball, looking to play it in. That's a superb tackle coming across from Sasko Tamba. So it will be a throw-in for South Sudan on the far side. Nobody really closing them down, but the defence just shifting across the pitch. Discipline from Liberia. Nice turn. Just checking back past Varney into the penalty area it goes. Ajak Riak was there. Good save from Brendan Rintnell. Rintnell was off his line, low down, and just took it on the shins. Was aware of the danger from Ajak Riak. Ajak Riak, who plays for Kingsway Olympic. He's an Arsenal fan and was actually top scorer in the under-18s of the NPL in 2018 here in Western Australia. So South Sudan still on the attack. Ajak Riak, the ball, well, it just wouldn't drop for him. Half cleared, long-range effort, it skews across the goal. You could see it was worth it. It was sitting up nicely, but just didn't wait long enough for it to drop, Dorchol. And that's why he managed to hit it across the face of the goal and out for a goal kick. I'm not sure if you can pick up some of the noise, but there's plenty of happy people here watching their football, enjoying it. Football's such a key part of African heritage. And this is, of course, West Africa versus East Africa. South Sudan on the east coast, Liberia on the west. And West Africa have a really proud football heritage. Liberia, of course, though, the first country in Africa to gain its independence back in 1847. The next country was 1960, so it was a long, long time after before they managed to get away from the clutches of the Europeans. Ajak Riak brings the ball down. Was he held? No, says the referee. Good header. Riak, though, uses his body well. And in the end, it's a very good clearance to get the ball out over the side. And Liberia, because it took a deflection off the South Sudanese, have the throw. Samuel Riak heads it infield. Brought down again by Lok Mamol. Chance now for Dorchol. Short pass by him. Turn in the midfield, plays it through. It's a great ball off his line, though. Brendan Rintnell does well to get there ahead of Lukman Tahir. Liberia trying to move the ball fast down the far side in front of the benches. Varney gets it under control, plays it infield to Gooding. Lovely turn now from Robert Justo. Riak read it well. Justo, though, gets the ball back. He gets a chance to play another decent ball, gives it to Varney. Varney to Gooding. Gooding misplaces his pass, but it's still with Liberia. He'll get the ball back, but it was again softly played and well intercepted by Tiak Kwol. So Fatehete Kaizulu plays it to Varney again. Varney just sitting in that pocket in front of the defence. Comes infield, a Liberian player has gone down. Dwe playing it forward with the back heel, but didn't manage to find a teammate. Now there's a chance. Ajak Riak gets the ball going forward, but it should be a good pass back to the goalkeeper. Time to play the short pass to Tamba. So Liberia playing it out, but it's just around the midfield where they seem to just slip up slightly. The great steal back. That was really great work being done defensively, coming back in the midfield to win possession back. Ball now coming wide again to Lok Mamol. Mamol tried to dink it forward, but misdirected, headed clear by Liberia. Great anticipation, bursting forward. Friday Zico, oh dear, takes a tumble. Well, that'll be one for the show reel, I'm sure, when the club want to have a bit of a giggle. He looks at the turf like a golfer does when a putt bobbles in front of the hole. Just having a stretch there, George Bala. Hopefully he's not injured his hamstring. He looked to be in a bit of trouble as he was running across. Just pulled up momentarily. before the ball went out of play, and now he's on his haunches. And I think Bala's in a bit of trouble. Whether he's hopefully not tweaked his hamstring, but certainly looked as if it was just tightening up. Well, he's back on his feet, making his way to the side to take the throw-in, which is good to see. Not a lot of options for him at the moment. So Bala goes down the line, over the head of Sam Dwyer it goes, and Samuel Riak tries the bicycle kick. He's eventually helped out by Dor Chol, and Riak, well, I think, well, that was a collision. To me, that was accidental. I don't think that Kazulu actually knew that Ajak Riak was turning to go past him, and he literally just ran into him. This will be interesting. Hopefully, though, Kazulu is not hurt, because he did not see the player come. Ajak Riak turned and just ran full force into Kaizulu, and he's down as if he was thumped by a boxer. And slow to get to his feet. Well, the referee has got his card out. Looks like it's a yellow card. And no doubt the Liberian fans will be very upset about this one. It just, to me, looked a lot worse than it actually was, I think. But we'll let you decide maybe later when you're watching this again. Once again, it gives me a chance to just thank Mama Africa's, which is under new management. They're open for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and they have the finest East African cuisine. And of course, SDL Leisure goalkeeping gloves. They not only look good and are comfortable to wear, but complete a goalkeeper's armory. Kazulu very slow to his feet. I mean, it was a very, very forceful coming together. Just rinsing his face, and he gets a yellow card. So referee feeling that it was a deliberate tackle, or rather illegal tackle, and it was deliberate. So the defender on a yellow card. And this is one of the areas that if you talk to the Liberian fans and coaches, they say sometimes they just lack a bit of discipline, and then they show their best when they're up against it. Well, that was the case against Mali. They could not do with a player being sent off in this game against South Sudan. Varney trying to organise the players in front of him as he makes his way back to the edge of the penalty area. There are 5 South Sudanese waiting at that area. Friday Zico is over the ball for South Sudan. Can they get a second goal here? Zico clips it forward. There's bodies there. The head is a good one, but it's too high. Goes over the crossbar, got in the space well, but unfortunately didn't manage to keep the header down, and another chance goes begging. Just over half an hour gone. Still 1-0 to South Sudan. That goal coming in the 10th minute. I think that gentleman's just trying to get odds on South Sudan as he walked past our camera on his phone. I would have thought they've dropped a little bit the way they're playing at the moment. Strong challenge again. Liberia come up with the ball. There's a shirt tug there from South Sudanese, and I think there may be another card issued here. Indeed there is. Just trying to see who the player is on the far side in the shadows. It's the man, we're not sure of his name because he changed the number and I haven't been able to work it out yet, I'm afraid. So Liberia with a free kick inside their own half, looking to try and find an equalising goal before the half-time break. They strike it well. The run's a good one as well. Good defence though in the end from Martin Moe. Just used his body. He wasn't, I think he lost it probably in the sun. The angle was not a good one. but he did enough to just keep it away from the two attackers running forward for Liberia. Kaizulu, a man who took the blow to the head, on his feet, playing well now. Again, it's going to come to Varney. Varney looks to play it wide now. Justo intercepted again, well read by Samuel Riak, who's having a storming game. Needs to get rid of it quickly. And over the side it goes. Frustration a little bit there, I think, from Justo. But he came back and put the ball over the sideline. And that's going to be a corner cheaply given up by Liberia. Thomas Gooding, not really aware that there was nobody from South Sudan around him, and he just got his body on the ball and over the goal line it went. So corner. Ajak Riak trying to stand in the way of Brenton Rintnall. Ajak Riak, a very tall man. So we're just waiting for the corner to be played. The ball just being altered just onto the edge of the white line. Referee now moving into the 6-yard area just to control any pushing and shoving. Whistle goes, the corner can be taken. It's floated to the near post, it's gone in! It's gone in direct! And Friday Zico will be the man who scores. South Sudan have a second goal. Well, that was unbelievable. It just went off the head of the postman, and in it went, direct from the corner. So South Sudan now go 2-0 to the good. And we have about 7 minutes until half-time. But they will know the game is not over yet. There's still plenty to happen. Still plenty of time left as well. And we've seen Liberia, they're a spirited team. And they can come back, they can get their act together. When they do, they keep possession superbly. Straight away, they look to go on the attack, but it's a long clearance. Good header from Tamba rather. And that is not a bad pass, but it's just taken away from Justo again. And just too far ahead that time of Tiak Kwol. Strong challenges coming in all around. Liberia just trying to keep possession of the ball. So free kick goes to Liberia. Short pass taken. Robert Justo tries again the diagonal pass to try and unlock the South Sudan defence. It doesn't come off. Ajak Riak on the halfway line manages to pull away from one, and another good tackle just takes the ball over the sideline. Prevents Riak getting forward. Friday Zico will take the throw-in for South Sudan. Well, that pass back to Zico was a long way ahead of him. He was never really going to get on the end of that one. Friday Zico also plays for Armidale, plays for the South Sudanese national team as well. And that's well won possession by Liberia, but what can they do with it now as they move forward? It's a good run. Just trying to hold play up was Bassi Kamara, but nobody there to help him. Ajak Riak dispossessed. Mansoure with a really good tackle sliding in. Riak disappointed he couldn't keep possession. Oh, he's going to get that one. No, it's a good recovery again, and over the side it goes though. Good work from Sasko Tamba. So half-time fast approaching. That looked like another illegal throw-in, but it's been allowed. Justo forced to go backwards, loses possession. Good skills being shown by Lol Mamor. across the face of goal. Brendan Rintnall claims it well. Throws it out to the right-hand side. There's a chance for Liberia to go on the counter-attack. Ase Kamara, there he was in there, the defender just getting there ahead of him. Good defence that time from Akwe Gert. I'm not sure that the attack that they're trying Liberia is working dividends. It certainly looks as if Bobo, the coach of South Sudan, has done his homework and knows that they like to just thread that pass through, and he's had two players closing down the gap every single time. As we've got another player down behind play. Just was caught again a little bit late. I think it might be Martin Mo that was caught there. Martin Mo, who plays for Jaguar Football Club in the Amateur Premier Division. He actually studied at the University of Nairobi. He's on his feet now, the referee just checking he's okay, obviously with anything to do with a head injury. Samuel Riak will take the throw, the free kick rather, drills it flat along the ground, straight to Sam Dwe. And it's a good recovery in the end from Dor Chol, plays it back, and this time South Sudan do manage to clear. Riak heads it on. Stumble again in the forward line from Lukman Tahir, but Ajak Riak finds him. It's managed to break loose now for Lok Mamo, and there is a third goal for South Sudan. Lok Mamo putting it in the bottom corner, and the crowd have gone absolutely mad. They are loving this. You can just see in the far corner how happy they are as everybody's on their feet. And there's still 4 minutes to half-time. Well, that goal crafted really by Ajak Riak. He did superbly to never give up, combined well with Lukman Tahir, and then they just laid it off, and Lok Mamo was the man who fired it home. And so it is now 3-0 to South Sudan. Well, it's going to be a mountain now if they're going to come back. Liberia. Lok Mamo is another one who plays for Jaguar in the amateur divisions. He was with Shamrock Rovers previously. Well, half-time probably can't come soon enough for the coach of Liberia, so he can get his players around him, regroup, and try and find a way back into this match. Again, a diagonal ball easily cut out by Samuel Riak. Over the side it goes. Samuel Riak, of course, also involved locally in the NPL with Inglewood. Ball plays back to Martin Mo. Mo goes back to Akwe Gert. And certainly South Sudan moving the ball wide and using the width really well. Friday Zico involved there as Ajak Riak looking to turn. He's been given offside. Well, maybe when the ball was played he was. I think the referee's assistant was absolutely right. He was ahead of the defender when the ball was played, but then the defender dropped back and he then managed to turn the defender. So it's, of course, when the ball is played, and that's where the referee's assistant was absolutely right in mind. Trying to find a way forward again. Frustration being shown once more by Basi Kamara. Ball was just played so far ahead of him. He had no chance of getting on the end of it. Comes across now. Johnny Wordsworth had plenty of touches early. Haven't really seen him involved too much as it comes wide. Mansoure gets it under control. Manages to cut inside Lok Mamo. Mamo, well, telescopic legs, managed to take it away in the end. Great tackle from the scorer of the third goal. But Liberia hunting for a goal before the half-time break. Can they find one? Can they pull one back before the break? Not with a pass like that. Given away again cheaply, that time by Thomas Gooding. on the halfway line, just managing to step through one tackle. Great chance to go through the gap if he can. Ajak Riak tries to play it through. The ball will run through to Brendan Rintnell. So the goalkeeper aware of the danger, stepping off his line quickly and snuffing out the attack. But here come Liberia again. Friday Zico having to do some defending, puts it over the sideline. Will be a Liberia throw. Can they find a way past Michael Dudek before half-time? Ball thrown high into the penalty area. Tumble taken, no foul. Akwe Gert stands over the man that is prostrate on the floor and just says, hey, come on. And I have to say, I agree with him. There was absolutely nothing in that challenge. The defender standing his ground and the referee just coming up to him and no doubt saying, listen, I'm the referee, you don't need to explain the rules. So again, great refereeing, just snuffing out things before they happen. So played again over towards the benches into the shadows as they lengthen across this pitch here at Wanneroo City. It's a great ball now played across. Robert Justo though waits for it and lets Samuel Riak collect it, and then it's another bit of miscontrol, this time from Mansouré. And Samuel Riak, will he keep it in play? No, he can't. Well, the South Sudan fans in front of us were hoping he was going to go all the way. Cutting infield now. Looking for any way to get forward. Liberia just got to try and find a way to get back into this match. It's been spirited the last 5 minutes as half-time approaches, but again, it's just been defending like that from Akwe Gert that's just been cutting everything out. Strong defence from South Sudan when it was Liberia who had the most miserly defence in the whole tournament coming into today's game. Didn't concede a goal in both their quarter-final and their semi-final. So they were in really good form. And in fact, they didn't concede in their last game of the pool stages when they beat Zimbabwe by 11 goals to 0. So bursting forward South Sudan once more. Managing to just double back. Comes back to Samuel Riak. Riak gives the ball again. Lock Mamal, just a short pass to Dorchol. Dorchol now gives it to Tiak Kwol. Ajak Riak peels away, his pass is misplaced, and Liberia have possession back again. But the long ball over the top was well read, but given away, and a strong challenge again from Lock Mamal. And we've got the Liberian player down, and I don't think there was anything untoward in that challenge. It was just a very strong challenge between two very determined players. And sportingly played over the side by Dorchol. And just slow to his feet was Varney. He's okay though. And again, very sporting. Good to see the handshake, Lock Mamal and Lion Varney just shaking hands and saying there was no ill feeling between the two. And possession generously given back by Emmanuel Mansouré to South Sudan. We do apologise if it's a little bit tricky with the sun setting directly in front of us, affecting your vision, but I'm afraid that's the only angle we have because the power is on this side of the venue. Header goes up in the air, cleared, but it's going to fall for Lock Mamal, but he didn't get it under control. South Sudan, though, eventually do. Down the line it goes, and desperately trying to get back is Mansouré. Mansouré gets the free kick. Well, we must be very close now to half-time. Of course, we have had a few injuries, players needing treatment. One player for Liberia having to go off. Pass down the line to Mansouré. And now again they try the long ball diagonally across the pitch. It's going to fall this time. Samuel Dwe. Dwe's pass though was well cut out by Friday Zico. Managed to keep it in play, almost went through the fence. Friday Zico avoided one of the security guards on the far side and almost got his studs wrapped in the fence. And again, Liberia forced into playing a ball forward. That was Kaizulu. Kaizulu again looking to go straight down the middle. In fact, he's just gone wide. And it's just taken away far too easily from Basi Kamara. And over the side it goes. A rare mistake in the first half from South Sudan, who've really settled well in this match as the whistle goes for half-time. And the South Sudanese fans very, very happy, as it is their team that are going into half-time with the lead. The first goal coming in the 10th minute, and then Friday Zico direct from a corner, and Lok Mammal getting a third with 4 minutes from half-time. And that means going in at half-time, it is South Sudan 3, Liberia 0.
The flavours of Africa await you at Mama Africa's in Nolamara. Under new management, Mama Africa's is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you're feeling homesick and yearning those unique flavours and dishes of Africa, then Mama Africa's is the place for you. All our meals are homemade, freshly prepared and use unique African ingredients, ensuring a dining experience that has you coming back for more. Whether it's African company, a meal with friends or a cup of chai tea with a mandazi or a samosa, or just to experience our mouth-watering signature dishes, visit us at 57 Nolamara Avenue, Nolamara. Mama Africa Restaurant, for fresh food that speaks to your soul. The flavours of Africa await you at Mama Africa's in Nolamara. Under new management, Mama Africa's is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you're feeling homesick and yearning those unique flavours and dishes of Africa, then Mama Africa's is the place for you. All our meals are homemade, freshly prepared and use unique African ingredients, ensuring a dining experience that has you coming back for more. Whether it's African company, a meal with friends or a cup of chai tea with a mandazi or a samosa, or just to experience our mouth-watering signature dishes, visit us at 57 Nolamara Avenue, Nolamara. Mama Africa Restaurant, for fresh food that speaks to your soul.
Welcome back to Wanneroo City Football Club. It is the final of the Perth African Nations Cup 20. As you can see, the players making their way back out for the start of the second half. Liberia already out in the centre circle, just trying to get their thoughts together. They are currently trailing by 3-0, and so they are going to have to really perform to get back in this match. South Sudan opened the scoring in the 10th minute thanks to Tiak Kwal, a wonderful finish as the ball came across the box, gave the keeper no chance. He just got so much power behind his shot. And then Mamal was set up by some brilliant build-up play as the ball was just laid across the top of the penalty area, and he managed to just slot it in the bottom corner to make it 3-0 just before half-time. The big question now is, can Liberia find a way back into this match? We've seen them put on fantastic second half display when they managed to get that victory over Mali in the quarter-final when they were down to 9 men. They won that 3-0 with just 9 men, so you know they've got the capability. The big question is, can they actually do it today? The one question I've got is, can they break down the South Sudan defence? Because at the moment, they are looking really strong. Well, we're just waiting for all the officials to cross over to the far side of the pitch, and also some of the children to get off the pitch as well, because they've had a wonderful time at half-time. Once again, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, Mama Africa, for fresh food that speaks to your soul, and the finest East African cuisine in Perth. Dine at Mama Africa's in Nollamara, 57 Nollamara Avenue. And also, we'd like to thank SDL Leisure, where it's all about you, the goalkeeper. And a reminder, get your tickets for the Perth African Nations Football Awards on the 27th of February at the Saint Hotel in Innaloo. Tickets via Eventbrite, and they are $60. Should be a great night. All the players are expected to be there. Certainly some of those who are going to pick up awards for the player of the tournament, the top scorer of the tournament, etc. The second half about to get underway. The referee making his way out with his assistants. And we should be in for, I think, a very entertaining second half. Liberia have to take the game to South Sudan, and of course one of the things they risk is getting caught out at the back if they do. Key player for them in this second half has got to be Samuel Dwet, wearing number 14. He's scored goals, he's the leading goal scorer in the tournament, and they need his goals in this second half. I think on the far side they're just trying to sort out a few people before they can get the match underway. You can see the fourth official just asking some of the marshals to make sure that people are behind the fence. And the whistle goes, and the second half underway in this cup final. South Sudan, if you just joined us, in the white, leading by 3-0. That was clearly a handball, and it looked a deliberate handball to me from Dorchol, and that's what Lion Varney is complaining about. Lion Varney, who plays his football for Kelmscott these days. He had a spell with Ashfield back in 2013. Also lived in Adelaide. He's been playing for Upfield United over there. I think he's back in Perth now, though. Well, there is Dway on the far side. Dway getting the better round the back, whips in a great ball, but it's gone out of play. So it wasn't that great, but it certainly looked a good ball, and you can see giving the ball to Michael Dudek to get on with the goal kick quickly. Liberia wanting him to play on, and again Dudek preferring to bring the ball across to the left-hand side of his goal to take the goal kick. Player who admits he's more of a futsal goalkeeper than 11-a-side, but he likes the futsal because he gets more involved. Varney plays the ball infield, and stumble there, and he's caught. He's a little bit late from Martin Moe. And Bassi Kamara not too happy about the challenge coming late. Trying to cut in is George Bala. It's another free kick to Liberia. Thomas Gooding over the ball, and Bala has taken it. South Sudan players taking their time to get back. The referee now just saying this is where the offence occurred. It's a dangerous area, really. Dudek needs to get his wall in place early. Standing over the ball is George Bala. George Bala could curl this one on right at the start of this second half. It would really change the complexion of this game. Needs a player following in case Dudek spills it. Dudek, rather. Bala drills it low. He has spilt it, and it's in the goal. And it is a goal for Liberia. And I'm pretty sure that that was finished off in the end by Lion Varney. So they have pulled the goal back right at the start of this second half, and that is just what Liberia needed. So they have really started the game this second half well. We're literally just 2.5 minutes into the second half. So that will give South Sudan a bit of a kick up the backside in case they were a little bit relaxed because they had that 3-goal cushion. Liberia are renowned to come back, and it is now game on. Just had the feeling if Dudek didn't claim it, it was going to be a goal. Now the sun setting on the far side of the pitch. It's making it very difficult to see what's going on the far side of the pitch. It is a throw-in, though, to South Sudan. In fact, I think it's a free kick. It is indeed a free kick. So again, Liberia holding a line at the edge of the penalty area. Got two of their big men forward. Ball never got that far, though. And it's going to come wide. It'll be a Liberia throw just inside their own half. There's a real urgency now about the way they're playing. If they come back and win this, that will be the comeback of all comebacks. And there's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on off the ball. Involved again was George Bala. But we've got Jackson Morgan's gone down. Jackson Morgan, the number 6, who we were told pre-game he was wearing number 16, but that's why I didn't recognise him. My apologies for that. He, of course, is also a national player, and the national coach of South Sudan is here watching this game just to see the form of Jackson Morgan. Good ball over the top, brought down by Lukman Tahir. Taken away by the defender. Tahir claiming it's a corner. And the referee agreeing with his. So a chance now for South Sudan to straight away restore their 3-goal cushion if they can. Good work from Lukman Tahir. Now the ball's given to Friday Zika, clips it towards the near post. Lukman Tahir got a touch. Oh, beats one inside the box across the face of goal. That was great play from Dorchol. Ball breaks down, and it's Samuel Riak at the back who did well. Into the edge of the penalty area it goes again. Liberia, though, on the attack now. Going to have to be cleared up at the back. It was good play in the end coming from Jackson Morgan. Liberia keep possession. George Bala over the ball. Bala beats one, goes across the field, can't get past Morgan, slips the ball off. Varney gets it back to Bala. Varney, nice touch in the end, just takes it away, and Thomas Gooding keeps possession. Varney, though, now coughs it up. Riak plays it forward. Jackson Morgan, he lost it momentarily, won it back and then lost it again. And now Varney has the ball. Ball clipped forward. Oh dear, ricocheted off, and it will be a chance for George Bala. Friday Zico stumbles. Bala has the ball now. Plays it on the outside of his foot to the South Sudanese players, not to his teammates. Ajak Riak keeps possession. Now it comes to Zico wide on the left-hand side. Oh, dear me. That was not a very pretty challenge, I have to say. And the apology is made, but after the fact. And the referee is basically saying you've had your chances. So it is another card being issued, and that is to Thomas Gooding. So the second yellow card for Liberia. So they're going to have to watch that now. Zico back on his feet. So Kozulu was the other player with a yellow card in the defensive line for Liberia. And we've had a yellow card as well for Jackson Morgan. So it looks as if a substitution taking place for Liberia. 2 players going off. So that is Robert Justo is off. And also going off is Basi Kamara. Kamara, I'm not sure whether it was the service wasn't there or he just was off his game today, because certainly it just wasn't happening for him in the forward line. So coming on, we have Arthur Gate. Great block. Outstanding block that time from Sasko Tamba. So here's another corner. Again, we've got some confusion over the numbers, but we'll worry about that later. I think as the corner goes all the way to the back post. As long as the referee's happy, that's all that matters. So Liberia again looking to go on the attack straight away. Good defensive work from Tiak Kwol. Michael Dudek's clearance though goes up in the air. Trying to head that down was Gay. Comes across the line. Thomas Gooding, but it will be cleared by Friday Zico. Should be brought down by Riak. Riak trying to turn, but really knocked the ball too far ahead of himself, and it was claimed too easily. In the end, Akwe Gut tries to clear that one. Over the side, this time it goes off the foot of the number 21 for Liberia. Afraid I don't have the name of the 21 because we have their goalkeeper on the team sheet as wearing number 21. So the ball played forward, nobody really there for Liberia. Now there is a little bit of trouble. Skipping away from the tackle, Sam Dwe. Dwe looking to lay it forward. Needs to pull it back. That's a brilliant recovering tackle from Friday Zico. So it will be a corner to Liberia. Surely they can't get a second now, because that would just change the game completely. There's a real urgency though about Liberia at the moment. So it is Sam Dwe who whips the ball in, headed clear by the man in front of the post, comes back to Dwe. Dwe whips it in, it's another good headed clear, but Dwe, well, he was going to get there, but it was Friday Zico got there first, and a chance now to burst forward for Lukman Tahir. Tahir finds Ajak Riak. Riak faces the defender. Riak goes past the defender, strikes long range. Riak comes back, but couldn't get on the end of it, was Lok Mamal. Liberia looked to scramble it clear. Offside was Sam Dwe, but there's no one forward, and the ball will roll all the way through to Michael Dudek. Well, that's the problem Liberia face. If they're going to try and attack, they're going to throw numbers forward, and they're going to have to snuff out the counter-attacking football coming from South Sudan. And it's another corner, this time for South Sudan. Now the sun is beginning to disappear. If this goes in, you would think maybe Liberia's chances would also disappear. And the referee just trying to hurry things up. Friday Zico, well, if he was walking his dog, he'd probably walk quicker than that. That's, of course, if he has a dog. Curl to the back post. It's a great header. Oh, that was not too far away. Akwe getting up high, directed his header down, but it went the wrong side of the post. So it is still just 3-1 to South Sudan at the moment. Again, Liberia looking to get on with things quickly. Hit the ball long. Sam Dway chasing across. Akwe was there again, heading one end to try and get a goal, heading to stop a goal at the other. Here come Liberia. Sam Dway, and that was great defence. Friday Zico concedes the corner, but he snuffed out a really dangerous attack. And you can just see Sam Dway asking for the ball from the fans behind that goal. Places it quickly, wants to get it in. Has to wait though for the referee's whistle. Goes to the near post. That was a good header away. And an air swing coming that time, which was rather unfortunate from George Bala. Forward. Lukman Tahir skips past one. He needs to find a teammate. Tries to curl it. And that's easily claimed in the end by Brinton Rintnell. Rintnell now bowls it out. It's going to be intercepted, but it will go out of play and it will be a Liberian throw. The excitement here, you can just feel it. We are surrounded in our commentary position, and every time South Sudan go on the attack, they edge closer and closer and get louder and louder. Now the attack again breaking down for Liberia. Well, was there a little push there, but it's now going to be Akwe up at the back, pushes it over the side. So Liberia in a good position from which to launch another attack. Coming down the sideline is Johnny Wordsworth. He wanted the ball quickly. Ball didn't come to him. And that was a strong tackle in the back from Friday Zico. So it will be a free kick to Liberia. So Liberia with a free kick just outside the penalty area. Sam Dway again will be the player looking to play the ball in. Michael Dudek leaning against his post, wanting to get, I'm sure it's not a one-man wall. I don't think I've ever actually seen a one-man wall. Not sure whether that's going to do a great deal, but anyway. Expect the unexpected. Sam Dway curls it in. Good header by the man at the front post. South Sudan trying to break clear. They've done really well. Ajak bursting over the halfway line. One defender in front. He's got Zico outside. He went inside. Well, maybe the wrong decision. Lukman Tahir will collect the ball. Now it will fall to Dorchol. Plays it through to Friday Zico. Zico across the face of goal. Oh dear. And he was offside anyway. Well, that was a great chance for South Sudan. South Sudan really trying to goal just to wrap up this match if they can. They've only been in international football a very short period of time. 2011 they were meant to play their first international against Kenya. That's the full national team, of course, and that game didn't happen, so they played Tusker FC, a club side. Oh, and Jackson Morgan, well, he got in a good position and it came off the wrong side of the boot, just skewed away off the outside. You could see what he was trying to do. Wanted to come across the ball to lift it into the top corner, but he never got his feet in the right position. So every one of these opportunities that goes missing, it gives Liberia the opportunity to come back into this match. The floodlights are on, and hopefully they will kick in and have an effect soon, because it's getting quite dusky here as the sun goes down. Lukman Tahir, oh, what a pass that is. Ajak Riak, it's a goal! Well, Riak laid it off, and it's a brilliant finish. Tiak Kul, he opened the scoring tonight, and he's got a second and a fourth for his team. Again, a really well-crafted goal by South Sudan. And that, you feel, may well be that. There's still plenty of time left in this match. But South Sudan, 3 goals to the good again, leading by 4 goals to 1. So, a great position for South Sudan to be in. And Liberia, who looked for a moment like they were coming back, this would test their spirit. They had a couple of opportunities, and they've gone for a long-range effort. Dudek says it's going wide. I'm not going to worry about that one. So just trying to see what is going on. There was a conversation going on there between Thomas Gooding and the referee. If he's booking Gooding, Gooding has already got a yellow card, so Gooding would then find that he was no longer playing a part of the match. But I'm not quite sure what the problem was, or whether the referee hadn't blown the whistle, but maybe it's a substitution about to happen. It is indeed. Looks to me as if, is it Chris Vonleh coming on? It is indeed. And a little bit of a laugh going on there between Vonleh and Dorchol. Big smiles on the faces of both players. Liberia still trying to find a way back in this match. Johnny Wordsworth looking for the long throw. Vonleh uses his body well. Gets the better of Dorchol. Vonleh whips Dudek. Well, he let it run, and in the end he's had to be helped out in the defensive line by Samuel Riak. Samuel Riak has been outstanding for me in this final, but possession given away. Riak wins it back momentarily. Gooding now, or rather it's George Bala, my apologies. Bala has done well, got around the back, whips the ball in. Dudek, well, he get a touch. Vonleh is going to try and keep it in play for Liberia. That was very, very close to a second for them. Vonleh plays it into the legs, and it stays in play. And Liberia, well, they're trying to keep the attack going. Played out wide, there's a little bit of space. The South Sudan defence having to work hard. Dudek goes down. Brett's in under control with ease. So certainly it's getting exciting here as Liberia try to find a goal to just claw their way back into this game and make it difficult for South Sudan. But you do feel at the moment Tiak Kul's 4th goal, his 2nd for his team, is going to be the difference at the moment, and that could well be the one that seals the victory. Liberia get possession back, played forward that time. Up in the air it goes, there's danger now. Lukman Tahir trying to get there. Defender came up, it was Johnny Wordsworth, I think, came down. Friday Zico, he's hit that one a little bit too long. He was looking for Ajak Riak, and there was good movement down the right-hand side from Lok Mamol as well for South Sudan. And here is Lok Mamol. Mamol just played down the line. First time ball, it's deep into the area. Headed down, but straight towards the keeper. Lukman Tahir, great run by him, good position, but just misdirected it. Now it's stolen by Friday Zico. Zico plays it down the line. Lukman Tahir in space. Can he whip in a good ball? Just throws the dummy, sends the defender the other way. Across it comes. Rintel's dropped it, trying to keep it alive. Ajak Riak, bicycle clearance, and then a thumping shot goes over the crossbar. Well, there's drama at both ends. It really is. We're seeing great shots, great skills, great football. And that's the way you expect this tournament to come to an end, because it's been fantastic for the last month. And being played in such great spirit. And look at the crowd here today. Outstanding crowd. And in Africa, they love their football. West Africa versus East Africa. South Sudan from East Africa. They've never been to a World Cup. Shot will come in. It's a good block again from Akwe Gut. So at the moment, the South Sudan defence holding firm. They were the ones who were going to be tested today. It was Liberia's defence that was the best in the tournament. Only conceded 6 goals throughout the tournament, and they've conceded 4 today. And they conceded, I should mention, 4 against South Sudan in their pool game. And that was when South Sudan won 4-3. Surely this is not going to end with the same scoreline, 4-3. Just over 20 minutes left. So Michael Dudek to launch this ball forward. Lukman Tahir brings it down. It's stolen brilliantly though. And now a chance for Liberia. Vonleh. He's got great close skills for a big man. Whipped across. The header's not a great one, but it'll come to Friday Zico. Zico just runs straight into the attacker. Vonleh gets the ball inside the penalty area. Akwe clears it. Lukman plays it back again. And it goes high. Ajak Riak, well, he's just going to wait for that to come down, and did really well. He read that superbly as Wordsworth let it just run away from him. Ajak Riak now breaks forward. Ajak Riak lays it square, but he didn't get enough on it. Lukman Tahir and Brendan Rintel came out brilliantly. And we've got a yellow card has been issued to one of the Liberians, complaining to the referee about the player down injured. Just trying to see who the player is complaining. That's Kazulu. Well, Kazulu, if he's the player complaining, he is off. He's already had a yellow, and there is the red. So Kazulu gets a second yellow card, and that is a red, and so he is off. And Liberia are down to 10 men. He's making his way over towards the bench, should really be heading straight to the changing rooms. And that was just a flash of madness there from Fatahete Kaizulu. On a yellow card, you do not turn and abuse the referee. That is just foolish. So now Liberia are really going to have to come from behind. They've only got 10 men. And they could have so easily gone down a 5th goal. And I'm sure Ajak Riak will be thinking about that one a fair bit. He'll be a little bit disappointed. So it should be, I think it's going to be a drop ball. Well, it looks as if it is actually going to be a free kick to South Sudan. So just trying to work out what is going on at the moment. It may be that, as we mentioned, the player that has been sent off has not gone to the change room. He has to leave the playing arena, so if he's gone over to the bench, he needs to go outside of the fence. And I think the referee is just making sure that he does leave the arena, and if he goes the other side of the fence, that is okay. But certainly at the moment, it looks to me as if he's still standing over by the bench. Well, again, it would be, yeah, they're trying to say, I think, open the gate and go through that, and he wants to walk all the way around the pitch and hold the game up for everybody. Disappointing. Knows the rules, and yeah, they're glad to see that one of the security, yeah, they're absolutely right. He's still wearing his playing shirt. He can't walk around the pitch wearing his playing shirt. So certainly he should know that. And I think he's just basically frustrated. Meanwhile, the referee paces out the 10 metres, and we are going to hopefully play on. Well, once again, he now is going to walk his way around. Well, when you've received a red card, that's not going to work in your best interests when it goes up for the hearing for your suspension. So over the ball anyway as we continue, and it's just given away by South Sudan, over specialising that. That was just a coming together. Totally agreed. Two players down. Friday Zico's in a bit of trouble as the ball is then put out of the ground. And in fact, we are going to see a yellow card again issued. So it's Friday Zico and Sasko Tamba coming together. It's all getting a little bit scrappy now, which is a great shame. I'm just waiting to see who's going to get the card. Did Zico get the card, or? I think he must have done, yes. Friday Zico gets a card. I think Zico will regard that as taking one for the team, because Liberia were looking as if they were going to counter-attack really quickly and maybe catch South Sudan on the break. South Sudan having pushed numbers up to try and get that 5th goal. Ball played out wide onto the left-hand side. Liberia again give it away. It's picked up this time by Dorchol. Dorchol, short little pass. Lovely little skip by Jackson Morgan past the first defender. Ball played in, Ajak Riak. Well, that's a great header. Riak should get the ball under control, but in the end, brilliant defence by Thomas Gooding, just taking the ball away. So, still on the attack. South Sudan, the ball finally coming. There was no ball on the pitch. Thrown backwards. Chance again now for Tiak Kwal. He just goes back into the defensive line. Played forward by Akwe. There's a little bit more space now for South Sudan. Of course, because they're playing against 10 men. And good movement. Friday Zico collects the ball. Good skills by him. Comes back to Jackson Morgan. Morgan, beautiful pass. Let the ball run. Well, looked as if that might have been just a clip of the ankle on the edge of the penalty area, but referee let play go. Good interplay once more between Dorchol and Ajak Riak. Riak now looking to close down. The ball's going to come out, but it's Jackson Morgan who collects it, gets a push in the back, and it will be a free kick to South Sudan. On the left-hand side, a little bit of frustration coming into the game now from Liberia. Zico's just rolled that probably a good 3 or 4 metres further forward. As we now head into the final 15 minutes. Zico curls it. Great leap inside the box from Ajak Riak, but didn't get the connection, and then belted almost out of the ground on the far side. I think that was Akwe coming up from defence, trying to show the strikers that he can do as well as they can. So the light getting very difficult. We had the sun in the first half, and now it's getting very dark here in the second half. Vonleh showing good feet again, gets the ball away, plays it out wide onto the right-hand side. Chance now for Malatoma. Sam Dway being closely attended to and eventually has the ball just poked away. Played up the line. Jackson Morgan tries to knock it past the Liberian. Didn't manage to, but they've got numbers now. And it's able to be carried out of defence. Into the midfield it goes. A good ball played forward by Lok Mamal. Out wide now on the right-hand side. 2 players forward for South Sudan. Ajak Riak comes wide, collects for them. Lok Mamal again. Patient build-up by South Sudan. Ajak Riak, little bit of space now. Can advance, tries to drill it, saved by the feet. Brendan Rintnall doing well, just staying tall on his feet, not going to ground. Able to save with his feet. Well, that gives me a chance to plug SDL Leisure, where it's all about you, the goalkeeper. Goalkeeping gloves from them, check them out. And of course, if you're package for some African food, go to Mama Africa's, 57 Nolamara Avenue, Nolamara, as the ball comes in again. Back-heeled away, cool defence from Liberia, struck from long range, well struck by Friday Zico. The turn inside the box, and that is going to be a penalty. Ajak Riak was sandwiched there, 2 players bring him down, and to me there was no doubt that was a penalty. So a chance to really wrap up the match. Ajak Riak really just getting the ball, trying to turn inside the penalty area. So it will be a penalty now, and this, you feel, would really wrap up the game. Ajak Riak, the man who's taking the ball, can he get his 6th goal of the Perth African Nations Cup 2020? So Ajak Riak, Brendan Rintnall is standing well off his line at the moment, waiting for the referee to make him go back. Rintnall, he's been beaten 4 times. You can't really blame him for any of the goals, to be honest. Has to stay on his line these days. I think it's a very harsh rule personally, because a goalkeeper's natural movement is to move forward to try and close down the angle. So Ajak Riak, he beats him. Rintnall just stood there. Ajak Riak makes it 5-1 to South Sudan, and you feel that they are indeed going to be the champions. Look at the scenes down below us. Well, there are still 10 minutes left in this match, and South Sudan leading by 5 goals to 1. Smiles all around. Well, Liberia down to 10 men. It was always going to be hard when they suffered that send-off. But it was really the first half where South Sudan were just so clinical and managed to make their chances count. But we've still got 10 minutes to go. Well, you can hear the South Sudanese. They want to celebrate. And well, they might. They've done well today. I think we're just waiting for a substitution or to take place. South Sudan, I think, wanting to empty their bench and give all their players a chance to play in this final. Oh, you just saw in the bottom of your shot there, Ajak Riak, the goal scorer, giving a nice little dance for us. Lukman Tahir is one of the players making way on the far side. I was going to say, as the sun sets and the light dims, maybe he's ready for bed. He's worked hard today. So hopefully now we can get proceedings back underway. Whistle goes. Vonleh, wow, he launches that one out of the stadium. into the hill at the far end. So Liberia just strolling now forward to try and put a bit of pressure on South Sudan inside that final third, but they'll be hoping that Dudek's clearance, well, he plays a short one, so they're not going to get possession back quickly. Again, we've just got a problem, so the ball goes back to Dudek. I think there's another substitution wanted by South Sudan. And it's Ajak Riak who's wanting to go off, and he takes his shin pads out. And he's going to give everyone a hug, I think, on the way off, rather than just hurrying up so we can all get on. Waves to the crowd in front of us. Obviously a popular player, Ajak Riak. It was his hat-trick in the semi-final that got South Sudan into the final. He'll be pleased to have scored again in this match to take his tally in the tournament to 6 all up.
He's a neighborhood hero.
So now we should have the goal kick taken and play continue. So Dudek this time does play it long. It's probably, no, it's going to stay in play. Liberia, that's clever, just playing it off the shins and out of play it goes. Down the line. Friday Zico, though, just nods it back out of play. Vonleh uses his body well again, tries to turn. Can he win a penalty? Got past one defender. I think that took a deflection off the Liberian striker. It did indeed. It just grazed his face, so will be another goal kick. 7 minutes to go at the moment, but of course there will be a little bit of injury time and time for substitutions. So Dudek again, just taking his time. And we've got another substitution. So I think Jackson Morgan looked as if he was going off, but now it's looking as if it might be Dorchol. Yeah, Dorchol just untucking his shirt, jogging over to the sideline. In fact, Jackson Morgan going off as well. So he was very dominant in the first half. So the bench empty now for South Sudan. Everybody getting a run in this final. And so they can all claim their medals and claim they were a part of a famous victory here. Nodded forward. Well cut out defensively, that hurt as well. It was a brave challenge. Now trying to get round the side. Zico stopped though. Over the side he goes and the ball with him. Stolen again a fair few metres. As once again we get a few people walk straight in front of our shot. We apologise for that. So the throw in again to South Sudan. Ball thrown backwards to Malatoma. Sorry, not Malatoma, my apologies. It's Mela Loading. Here's Toma. Toma playing for Liberia. That's cut out well. Loading again. Lovely turn coming from Lok Mamot. And here comes South Sudan. The defence getting back. Danger. Well, that was a hopeful ball rather than an effective ball. But it almost broke for South Sudan again. Desperation, pressure being applied by John Lamar. Well, certainly you feel South Sudan would not want to concede another goal in this final 5 minutes. They would want to hang on to this scoreline and make it an emphatic victory. Just had the one defeat in the tournament, South Sudan. That was when they were beaten by Congo 3-1 in their pool stage. And Dudek's made a bit of a hash of that one. Liberia keep it alive. Can they make it a goal? Across it comes Dudek. Again spills it, lets it go off his chest and grabs at the second attempt. Of course, that was how Liberia got their goal, but they can't push numbers forward now with only 10 players on the pitch. And also, it's a bit of a lost cause when you're trailing by 4-0. Skills being shown again by Tama. Stolen, a great chance now to come forward. Driving forward, is it going to be another goal? Off the underside crossbar, miscontrolled, and it's saved. Well, would you believe it? John Lamar hit the underside of the crossbar and the ball came back out. And as the ball came back out, it ricocheted to a teammate, Loch Mummel. And he just didn't get it under control, couldn't get the shot away. And then in the end, a simple save for Brendan Rintnell. That would have been a great goal on the counter-attack, but unfortunately it wasn't to be for South Sudan. So the referee now just having another talk to the players. I think he's just saying, look, come on, let's get back, let's get on with this. Well, there's no doubt John Lamar is keen for a goal. You can just see his effort since he's come on. He's looking to close down now. Liberia trying to play out from the back. That's real determination to win the ball back for them. Loading, over the side it goes. Liberia still trying to find a way forward. Vonleh. Again, he's so strong on the ball. He's just overhit that pass, I think. And it did go out of play, so it will be a South Sudan throw-in. And once again, they're just running the clock down, taking their time to get the ball. Friday Zico, player with international experience, knowing exactly how long he can take to take the throw-in. Vonleh looks to close it down. And on the attack they come again. Melalodi on the ball for South Sudan. And that's a great steal. Good work being done there, and a chance to come forward now. Arthur Gay, but Dudek saves. And Gay again was determined to try and keep something going for Liberia. They're playing for pride and they're battling hard. By our watch, we're in the final minute, but I think it'll be about another 2 minutes to play. South Sudan just strolling now. They would love another one if they could get it. Liberia, credit to them, keep attacking. Vonleh, he's hit that one hard across the top of the penalty area. Brought down again. There's a little bit of movement for Liberia. This is looking dangerous. Vonleh, one touch, looking to get the return pass. Will it break for him? Vonleh skips over a defender. Good feet, lays it back. Wanted a ball back quickly, but unfortunately it's been squandered again. Over elaborate. Vonleh should have probably had the shot himself, but he was just trying to be unselfish and laid it back to Sam Dwet. The ball now over the top. It's just broken down. Came off the heels as they came forward. Lamar lucky not to give away a free hit, a kick rather. Loch Mummel. So it will be another throw for Liberia. Ball goes back into the defensive line. Mansouré, short pass by him into the midfield, trying to turn now and create something. But South Sudan just pressuring them, not allowing them to play out from the back anymore. That's a good ball down the side and cutting infield, but good tackle coming in again. Desperation from Loch Mummel. He didn't need to be that desperate. He shows how much he does not want Liberia to get another goal. Liberia with one last attack, long range shot. It'll be easy for Marco Dudek, just lets it hit his feet. And the final whistle sounds, and it is a famous victory for South Sudan. They were 3 goals to the good at half-time, but eventually they run out winners by 5 goals to 1. Tiak Kwal scoring 2 goals, Ajak Riak with 1, and it was Lok Mamal and also Friday Zico with 1 apiece as well. The lone goal for Liberia coming from Varney. But as the sun sets here at Wanneroo City, it is South Sudan whose flag is being raised down on the pitch as the fans come from all corners of the ground in celebration. It is a famous victory for the South Sudanese, one that they're going to enjoy well into the night. And they bring the curtain down on the Perth African Nations Cup 2020. Final score, South Sudan 5, Liberia 1.
The flavours of Africa await you at Mama Africa's in Nolamara. Under new management, Mama Africa's is open for breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you're feeling homesick and yearning those unique flavours and dishes of Africa, then Mama Africa's is the place for you. All our meals are homemade, freshly prepared and use unique African ingredients, ensuring a dining experience that has you coming back for more. Whether it's African company, a meal with friends or a cup of chai tea with a mandazi or a samosa, or just to experience our mouth-watering signature dishes, visit us at 57 Nolamara Avenue, Nolamara. Mama Africa Restaurant, for fresh food that speaks to your soul.